Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio. Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, 3 weeks from Thursday.
I'm so excited. I watch it every Thanksgiving.
I do too. Well, typically, and I think Scott does this as well, like you turn it on and then you're doing the turkey, you're doing the things. So you got a lot going on. So it's not like I sit there. Do you just sit there?
Yeah, I got my cup of coffee. Well, now I have a cup of coffee. Last year, I was pregnant and I was worried about drinking too much coffee.
Sure.
So I had tea. But this year, I'll be like,
Coffee. I know. And then baby Ollie is going to be watching. But this year, there's some homegrown entertainment, which is pretty cool. Ooh. So the Carolina Band, the official marching band of the University of South Carolina, is going to be in it.
Oh, awesome.
And then there is the Mavettes. They're from Malden High School in the upstate of South Carolina, and they're going to be performing as well. So like they're the dance team.
Oh, cool.
From Malden High School, and so they're going to be part of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade as well.
Watch out.
And there's another
look
one.
for 'em.
What's the other one?
The Holly Springs School of Dance.
Look, see?
Just outside Raleigh. They're going to be in it.
Oh,
So
goodness.
we're representing at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Can I be a chaperone?
Please.
Right?
That'd be so fun.
If any of these groups need chaperones, like I'll sleep on the bus, right?
Liz signed it up.
Right, so is Ninja. Like that is one thing that I don't know has always been on a bucket list. I don't know about for Scott.
I want to be one of those that holds one of the strings on one of those giant balloons.
You want to hold the wire from Winnie the Pooh?
Or any of them.
Yeah.
But I think that would be fun to hang on to it.
I think it
But
would
then
be.
I'd be worried about a gust of wind like, carrying me up.
The flying away.
Yeah, but typically, don't they have like 8 people on
They
the
have
balloons?
a lot. Yeah. So that
Yeah.
probably wouldn't happen. I think that would be fun to walk in it.
I want to be one of the Broadway
of it.
dancers. I can't really dance, nor can I sing, but I can lip sync like crazy.
Being one of those guys that holds the rope while holding one of them big balloons. I got to do that at a Thanksgiving Day parade in Pittsburgh one time. I tell you, that was a blast. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Just you got to make sure you let go of the rope because that thing will actually pick you off the ground. One person actually got to fly a little bit. But enjoy your day. Thank y'all.
Okay, so you got to let go of the rope when?
See, that's my only worry about getting actually, picked up and all of a sudden you're flying with the float. in the balloon.
Absolutely. But when do you let the rope go? That's the next question.
Caitlin texted and said that she worked for the news, and there was one day she got to go to a company who makes fighter jets, and they
cool.
had a whole ceremony where they gave the jet to another country.
Oh, so she got to cover that with the newspaper. And I would think when you're a reporter and you're on the streets and things like that, you get to see all kinds of things.
Unique things.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But I think this one may take the cake. Open mic, My HISRadio App.
Hey, this is Christopher. The most exciting thing that I did was that I worked for WWE SmackDown, and it was very fun.
Okay, so I got Christopher. Like, we need the rest of the story. What did you do for the WWE?
Were you a fighter? Were you an announcer?
Did you hand out the belts? Did you wipe the sweat off? Like what in the world? That's a pretty cool job.
That's sick.
Okay, see?
Carol texted and said she gets to work at the Masters every year. Best
What?
job ever, she said.
Do you get paid for that or do you volunteer, I wonder?
The way she's talking about it, it looks like she gets paid.
So you get paid and you get to be at the Masters, which is such a hard ticket to get. I feel
Add
like
another one to my list. I want to do that.
You want to work at the Masters?
Yes, that would be so awesome.
I would want
I've
to
never been to the Masters. I've always wanted to go to the Masters.
So why haven't you? Isn't there
You
like
know,
a lottery
life-
for tickets or something like
There
that?
is. It's hard to get in. Yeah, it's really hard. So
Yeah. Okay, well maybe Carol can get you in next time.
come on, Carol.
All right.
Counting on you.
So the other job that Scott would like to have is holding the wires, the ropes for the balloons
Yeah.
at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And we're wondering because somebody say you got to let the ropes go at the right time, or you can be injured. And so why?
To shine a little light on the letting go of the rope, well, you have to pull the balloon down to get underneath traffic lights and stuff like that. So we had one leader that would blow a whistle, had to pull the rope down to get the balloon under the traffic light, and he'd blow the whistle again, he had to let it go. So got to make sure you let go when everybody else does, because you're going to fly.
Yeah. If you're the only one holding the rope, I would think you're taking off down Herald Square.
Yikes.
You don't want to do that. Can you imagine? Oh, my goodness.
Can you imagine? You know what? You would be the news of the day.
You sure would.
Monette said a friend of mine was a member of the CMA, the country, is that the
Country Music Awards, I guess, yeah.
And said that she was able to go backstage at the Grand Ole Opry and hobnob with the stars.
Okay, so like what stars? Because you got to know that. You know,
Was
maybe
it Dolly?
it could have been Dolly.
Dolly.
My name's Kara, and my exciting job that I can't stop talking about was I was a whitewater rafting guide. I did this on the corner of Tennessee and North Carolina near Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I loved it. Cannot stop talking about it, and I pray for them now that the devastation from Helene, they get to rebuild. Please pray for them. They definitely had a lot of destruction.
Absolutely. Always in prayer for them as they're going to be rebuilding for a while. But that sounds like it would be a pretty interesting job. Exciting.
I did it once.
You did?
I did. Actually, I didn't get paid. I didn't get paid for it. It just jogged my memory recently. She said that I was in college. We had a college retreat, and I'd only been rafting one other time. So there were a bunch of us there, and I guess they were a guide short. And somebody said, "Who wants to lead the boat?" And we were in the Nantahala, and I said, "Okay, sure, I'll do it." And then I realized, what the heck am I doing? So I had like 8 other people in the boat, and thankfully we got all the way down the rapids safely. And but looking back, I'm like, man, that could have been really rough. But that was the one and only time I guided a boat down the rapids. I can say I did that.
And boys and girls, a teachable moment. When you go rafting down the Nantahala, always ask your guide, how many times have you done this? Once? I'm out.
Yes. Lisa, this job is one I would definitely want to do. She was able to be a taste tester at the Ben & Jerry's factory.
What?
Mhm.
Okay.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
There is some new word that we don't know. I have not heard anybody use this word as yet.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, and you know what? It always helps if I give you a little microphone there. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard this one either.
How do you say it?
Maybe our resident
Hipsters?
hipster cool
guys.
dudes will know what we're talking about. But Giga Chad?
Giga Chad? Is that how you say it?
Did I say it wrong?
Why are you laughing then?
Because that's not at all what I thought you was going to say.
Oh, Giga Chad. So what is Giga Chad?
So, according to this dictionary, Giga Chad means the ultimate man.
The ultimate man.
The ultimate man. He's handsome, alpha dude with swagger.
Okay, so who would fit that description? Like the ultimate man. Just think of a celebrity. Think of somebody that might fit into that category. Anybody?
John Cena.
John. Okay, John Cena. Whoa.
He's not handsome.
Yikes. Okay. Now what's his name? Glenn Powell.
Okay.
Glenn Powell would be a Giga Chad.
Okay, so
See,
Glenn Powell.
I would say, you know what I'm going to say, Paul Rudd.
I knew she was going with Paul Rudd. I knew this was happening. Okay, so he's the Giga Chad. So use this in a sentence. And who is using this word?
Kids.
Kids like 5 years old or like teenagers?
I think like middle school.
Yeah, because I'm thinking a
Yeah.
5-year-old wouldn't say, he's
Yeah.
the ultimate man. It would be dad. So middle school is saying, so a girl would say, he's Giga Chad.
Yeah, or you have a crush on that Giga Chad. I'm going out with the Giga Chad.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to need a dictionary for all of this, y'all.
Donna said, I don't know where these words are coming from, but they need to go back.
But the thing is, I feel like every generation has come up with their own words. Mm-hmm. Like in my day, not to give anything away about age or anything, but totally tubular. What does that mean? Like really? And we said it all the time.
Really?
All the time. Jake and Ben, morning show producers, do you remember the words? Just one of those words that just seemed like everybody used it.
YOLO.
YOLO, because you only live once.
That's the motto.
Okay,
That one was popular.
That was used for a hot minute, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
High school for me.
Cool beans.
Cool beans. Oh my gosh, I still say that every now and then.
That's what Susan said. She said that's
Yeah.
what they would say. Cool beans.
Cool beans. I'd still feel like that's used from time to time. I could be wrong. When is that from? The 2000s? Cool beans?
That'd be my best guess.
I would think so. All right, we got another one, and I think this one goes back a couple of decades.
I don't remember Totally Tubular, but I remember Totally Killer for sure.
Oh, yeah. Totally Killer. That was one. What is the phrase that you would use? 800-447-7234, the one that you used to use back in the day. You can also use the open mic feature.
Kristen said, "Da bomb in my bee."
Okay.
My bad.
And who uses that here, Carolyn?
Mm-hmm.
She does say that a lot, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I can hear her now running down the hall. Oh, my bee.
I do. I like these phrases. We're kind of taking a trip down memory lane. Scott, do you have one?
Another one. I had rad. I remember we said excellent a lot. Excellent.
But you had to say it in a certain way, didn't you?
Yeah, you did. It's like excellent. Like you nodded your head a little bit. Excellent.
See, I remember it more in a excellent.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah,
You had to get
ways.
more. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, I got some more texts.
Yeah.
We got on fleek.
On fleek. That was used, 6 months ago? It really, it was in the...
That was high school for me too.
Oh, it was high school. Okay, so on fleek has been around for a minute. Okay.
Gnarly.
Gnarly. I still use that. Going to the open mic.
Can you dig it? Man, that is groovy.
Okay, so I'm thinking, is that the 70s? That's probably the 70s. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. One more, maybe the same decade.
Right on, Jack.
Right on, Jack. Groovy. And can you dig it? Are all those the 70s?
To me, that's 70s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she thinks she's all that in a bag of chips. You say that today, and my niece, I said that the other day, my niece looked at me and said, "What does that mean?"
And you know what? The same question came up here in the studio because Jake's like, yeah, what is that? So you don't know what that means. What do you think it means?
Talk about all that in a bag of chips?
Yes.
I think it means that whoever they're talking about thinks that they're the entire package, or like when you get a meal, they're the whole meal plus the sides that come with it. So that's like everything. So they think they're everything.
Absolutely. And then some.
And then some.
Yes, everything and then some. I used to say that so much. All that in a bag of chips.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
Jesse, I guess this was last week, they were sitting down to eat dinner. Her dad was starting to eat his dinner. And he's eating, and she was playing freeze. So she would say, freeze, and everybody had to freeze.
Okay.
So he's trying to eat, and he would get his fork about halfway up, and she would say, freeze, and he would have to stop. So finally, he gave my daughter, his wife, the eyes to say, stop her.
Help me.
Right? I'd like to finish my ham sandwich or whatever. And so Taylor said, Jesse, it's time to stop this. Stop saying freeze. And she was like, freeze. And then he would have to do it again.
Yeah.
So finally, Taylor got her and looked her straight in the eyes and said, stop saying freeze. Jesse looked at her and went, freeze. Right in her face.
Sassy pants.
Little sassy pants. Okay, so that's one thing. And she is so sassy, but in a good way. I'm the grandma. It doesn't matter to me. It's fine. I almost said which son. One of my sons, when he was about 3, came into the kitchen and I was making dinner. And in my mind's eye, I can see I'm making meatloaf. Scott, you're going to love this. So I'm making meatloaf because I got my fingers in it and I'm,
It's a messy process.
Yes, it is. And he walks up with his cowboy boots and his diaper on. That's all.
The visual.
Yeah. And he said, I want a popsicle. And I said, no, you can see I'm making dinner, so no popsicles. I want a popsicle. No, you're not getting a popsicle. After dinner, we'll talk about this. He gave me this look, and if you're watching his Radio Plus, he gave me this look that would have cut me.
Oh, no.
Had it been an actual weapon. And he was like, and he went around the island in the kitchen. And about 2 minutes later, he comes back a little nervous.
Uh-oh.
And he said, I put a boog on your wall. I said, you did what?
Take that.
That is hilarious.
Right?
I love this. I love this.
But he was nervous. I put booger on your wall.
That is all boy, by the way.
That's all boy. Little girl
That
would
is
never.
so classic.
And so I said, show me. And he showed me. He had been saving those bad boys since Christmas.
Oh.
They were huge. I'm sorry. It
Oh,
was
no.
disgusting.
Just a big boogie.
Yeah, a big booger on your wall. And so I made him put on those big yellow gloves. And I squirted it with the antibacterial, and I made him clean it. And at the same time, I am laughing so hard.
That's the kind of picture you pull out at the wedding.
That is the story I will tell at his wedding for sure. Boy, don't put a booger on my wall. Ninja's dad, he was even sassy.
Yes, the classic middle child. My grandma told me a story. She was giving him a spanking one day, and he turned around and said, "Is that the best you can do?"
Oh, my goodness. Oh, did she then say, "No, it's not. Let
Yeah.
me try again"?
Yes.
Did she really?
She did.
Oh, yeah, Grandma, we love it. Okay, so Jake also, you were, of course, a little bit sassy, which I can totally see. What happened?
Okay, so my mom used to have this residual spoon that she would use to spank me with, and which they never worked. But one time we were in Walmart. Well, I was about to say McDonald's. We were in Walmart riding down in the buggy, and I guess I was getting a little sassy. But my mom said, "Boy, you better get a spanking," and I said, "You don't have your spoon with you." And she said, "Boy, there are whole aisles full of spoons."
Oh, she should have taken you down that aisle and said, "Take your pick. We'll take care of this right now."
Street cred.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
What are you doing? Candy corn for breakfast? Mm-hmm. Like, first of all, why? Isn't it old by now? Especially candy corn. Like, it was bad to start with, and now it's...
No, Brian from the afternoons got it yesterday. And I was like, yo, if you don't want it, give it to me.
But they didn't make it yesterday, so it's old.
But the bag was opened yesterday. So it's like fresh until you open the bag, right?
I don't think so. Like, I mean, it's not like you can find candy corn from 1982 and it's still good.
October
the bag...
wasn't that long ago.
I mean, but still, they didn't make it in October. They're probably making that candy sometime in the summer, if not before.
I think candy corn's good for Thanksgiving, too, because it's like fall.
Well, I think you've messed up when you said candy corn's good.
It is. I like candy corn.
Oh, come on. Okay, I'll let you have the candy corn. I'm not going to try it to see if it's still really good. But, like, if you're still breaking into my husband broke into a crackle. Is that what it is? You know you're getting desperate when you're going for the crackle.
What's a crackle?
It's one of the...
like the Reese's, not the Reese's, the Rice Krispie treats.
Sort
Snap,
of.
Crackle, and pop.
Sort of. Is that... Well, no. I mean, it's got, like, Rice Krispies kind of in it.
It's
but
like
it's
a Crunch Bar.
Like,
exactly.
I know a Crunch Bar.
Okay, so it's kind of like that. But the crackle, I think, is like the Crunch Bars first and then the crackle. But it still looked okay, but I'm thinking we're getting to the point where it's time to dump it. It's getting old.
It gets like, chocolate gets like that white part. Like, it's not moldy, but it's...
Chalky.
Chalky.
And it doesn't taste as great. It's not going to hurt you. But, Scott, are you still dipping into the candy?
Dusty. A little dusty.
It is a little dusty.
Chocolate's not
Yeah.
going to stop me. It doesn't go bad. I'm still eating some of it, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it would be okay for a little while. But, I mean, when is the cutoff point? You got to get rid of it. Like, what's the point that the chocolate is starting to get the white stuff on it, the dustiness, that you're like, it's not even worth the calories?
I think I still have candy from Christmas last year.
Kristen here. Listen, candy corn is good for just one thing, and that is adding it into part of the decor for your table centerpiece for Thanksgiving. Hope y'all have a great day.
You too, and yes, and yes, absolutely. That's from the open mic on the My His Radio app.
On the centerpiece of the table, so you can eat it.
No.
Paula said to help with the candy corn, mix it with cashews with the sweet and the salty combo.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
This happened at an elementary school. I guess it was right before a big game, or maybe he was just repping his team. And so we had a University of Tennessee t-shirt, this little fourth grader, and maybe he just didn't have a shirt. Maybe he couldn't afford an official shirt, so he made his own.
Oh, that's good.
He drew the letters and taped it to his shirt, but he got made fun of.
Of course he did. Oh, my goodness. That breaks my heart.
Sometimes kids can be so mean.
Sometimes they can. And they just find anything.
But the actual university found out about it, and so they turned his design into an actual shirt.
I love that.
Isn't that cute?
I love that so much. And now what typically will happen, or sometimes will happen, I should say, is that the same kids that made fun of him are now like, can I get one of those shirts?
Right? Be like, it's an official design now.
Right?